Salutations, fine people of...
Is that a thing? Oh, yeah.
Salutations?
Yes, you know who wrote that famously? Is Charlotte Webb.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking too. Salutations! Welcome back to the Golden Hour. We're on a brief hello.
Our paintings are not crooked, but they look crooked in the picture because the camera's funny.
I'm trying to explain this to them, that we were on a brief hiatus. Thank you. Because there's stuff going on, stuff. We're going to get with our hot guest here in just a moment. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hi, Frank.
So,
Hi, Steph.
what's been going on since we last all saw each other? The Academy Awards happened. Wait, quickly. My name is Rebecca Cohen. This is my amazing husband, Dante Rusciolelli.
And we own Golden Artists Entertainment. Let's
Here
give it a proper introduction.
Yes.
We are a 3-part entertainment company. We are a booking company. We are also a management company, and we have a production side that makes movies and live events. Like my wife produces the Portland Comedy Festival and the U.S. Comedy Contest.
Indeed.
And on and on and on and on and on. Anyway, thanks you guys for... Oh, someone's having sound problems. That's all right. We're going to talk for about 5 minutes before we get to our guests.
You don't need to worry. Let us know, Stefanie, when your sound problems are.
So we'll tell you what's sort of happening in our lives outside of the business because it's affecting our business.
This is so good.
My wife's father, sadly, he has Alzheimer's. He's been living with us for the past few years, and he went into the hospital and is still there, and it's been rough on us, and we're dealing with a lot of stuff for that. So I'm glad, though, that we have been able to take him into our home and spend quality time with him before all this happened. But it's rough on a family, and, you know, my daughter's 18 and graduating, and it's just like, you know, everyone's got their lives, but the exciting news, and I couldn't be happier to say this, is the entertainment industry is reopening. Like, my inbox of breakdowns is always like flying now. Over COVID, nothing, right?
Right.
And
so we're back.
We're back, you guys. So everyone needs to get prepared to come back. Everyone, including myself,
we've been
needs
back
to
for
knock
a while,
out 20
but
pounds.
Hollywood is back. Hollywood is reopening at a very quick rate because everyone's getting vaccinated. So this is all very exciting.
Correctamundo.
So there you go.
Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. Woo! I feel like we should be drinking or something.
I am. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
I don't have one of those, but I will toast with my coffee.
Just pineapple juice.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. So, since we last spoke, the Academy Awards happened. Spoiler alert, Nomadland won, which it should have.
It almost sounded like you said, no, Madland won.
No. I said spoiler alert, Nomadland. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
I know, but you didn't say Nomadland in one sentence. It sounded like you broke up syllables.
No, that's not what it sounded like. I said Nomadland won, which it should have, which was great. It was a great movie. It
was
certainly
great.
was great.
It was great when you know what they're doing. I would have hated the movie. I wouldn't have liked the movie if I didn't know going in that some of these, it was almost like a dramatic Borat. Does that make sense? Like some of the people were not actors.
Bit. Yeah, a lot of them weren't actors, but yeah, okay, I guess in that sense, I get what you're saying. There were a few people were in on it.
I'm saying most people are in on it, but it was like a Borat movie in that way, but dramatic. I'd never seen anything like that, so it was groundbreaking. And
it was beautifully shot, and Frances McDormand is really good in everything. Just give her all the Oscars. She really can't go wrong in anything.
And then we have some big announcements for our company. One of those big announcements, the Golden Artists Entertainment Podcast Studios will be opening next week. We'll be announcing who's got podcasts and where you can listen and what. And
all of it is exhilarating.
Yes.
I couldn't be more excited about this podcast. There are incredible shows coming up. Paul Heyman says that. All right.
I've got to tell you, as a Nevadian like you, for 15 years, it felt like real rural Nevadans. What does that mean? Yes, it did. That's what I felt too when we were watching Nomadland. We said the same thing. It felt like the drive from Vegas to Reno. That's what it felt like.
Well, because that place where she's supposed to be is rural Nevada. Yeah, totally. I totally.
Yeah. I mean, that's a crazy... Our dog expressed his glands. Do you guys know about this? So dogs have
So we were driving from Las Vegas to Reno for shows, right?
Yeah.
And we're driving through, I don't know, by the way, for those of you that aren't familiar with the drive from Las Vegas to Reno.
There's something called the UFO brothel. That's where we stop.
It's a state of nothing. There's literally nothing going on.
If you've ever been in Nevada, there's Reno, Laughlin, and Las Vegas, and the outskirts towns of Las Vegas, like Pahrump and all of that. But that's it. That's it.
There's nothing else. Everyone else, it's like
It looks like you will drive, and then all of a sudden you come to a town where there's like 8 shacks, a bunch of people living in trailers, and then a trailer that says brothel, and then a trailer that says post office, and then a trailer that says school.
Yes. And the whole time you're like, wow, this is Nevada.
That's Nevada, you guys, and those guys are voted.
But for those of you that aren't familiar with Nevada, so we were driving through Nevada, and all of a sudden we're driving, there's nothing, and I'm like, God, it smells. Like, this place just must smell whatever town we're going through. And I keep driving, and the smell is still there. And then we realized eventually, because we're smart, is that my dog's anal glands expressed all over my lap.
But he did it the second we opened up the door, so we assumed that wherever we were in Nevada just smelled like that. And we were like, man, the whole state smells now. And then we realized it was her jacket.
Which it kind of does, but I'm kidding.
It does smell like...
Was that Pahrump? No, it wasn't actually. It was somewhere mid-state.
It was right before that place where your mom lived for a minute. What was that place called?
Tonopah.
It was before Tonopah, I believe.
Spilling some tea. Yeah,
we are, because we had to like clean out the car at Tonopah to go eat at some old restaurant, right? That was called the Casino, and it had like two slot machines in the whole place.
All of it was cuckoo caca bananas. But we have to get to our incredible guests. We have 2 incredible clients.
We should make sure that one of them is okay on sound.
She said that she was. Now comes this part where I'm going to try to do this and not.
By the way, if you see green all over Rebecca's hands, it's because she's been painting our bathroom.
Yep, that's correct, Amundo. All right, I need to invite this lovely person. There she is. I'm inviting her right now for introduction. So this woman is an actor. She is a dancer. She has her own method called the Barboza Method, and she's here for us tonight. Give it up.
I am here. Hello. How are you?
Hi. You look great. You look incredible. You look better than you did before COVID.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm gonna try to turn you up.
You look absolutely stunning,
So Stefanie, just to let everyone know, has actually been on one of our longest clients.
Yes, she was one of our
I didn't hear that.
golden artists. Ooh, you're getting lots of hearts, Stefanie. Lots and lots of hearts.
Yay!
For everybody watching. So yeah, Stefanie has been with us for a long time. She's gorgeous. She's good. She's one of those people that's just kind of good at everything, which is annoying, but that's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? But so tell us.
And she's a great networker and knows everyone, and everyone knows her. So
all of that stuff.
Which is a great thing to have in this business.
Now, why don't you tell us about the Barboza Method first of all, for those of us, for those people watching that don't know.
Those people watching. The Barboza Method is a full body, low impact workout that I created that is all done on the floor. And my studio is designed with mirrors on both sides of the wall and the ceiling. And because of COVID, we had to transfer everything online. So now we have a whole online workout platform.
Is that where you are right now?
By the mirrors. What?
Are you at the studio?
I am. No, this is my house. I just live here with like a ballet bar.
She lives in an actual
Tandu all day.
So how is that? Tell us how is that going? You were teaching classes. Oh wow, yeah, that's really cool.
Oh my gosh, it looks so great.
So you were teaching classes in person, and then COVID hit.
Are you guys smoking?
He's smoking marijuana.
Marijuana. It's just marijuana. But here's why. We've talked about this in the past. It's after 6. And if I were doing
I don't mind. I just didn't know that I was allowed to. I was like drinking coffee, like trying to sober up and like trying to figure this out. I didn't realize it was that.
Stephanie, please
have
some weed.
It was that kind of show. But no,
this is we finished the work day and now we're talking about work.
Someone just said California.
Oh, fantastic. We're done, but we're talking still about work. I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
This is a very Southern California conversation. That we're having a business conversation while smoking marijuana. But tell us how you went from teaching in person to
doing it online. I would love to say that it was a smooth transition and it was like perfectly planned and everything, but no. First there was a lot of screaming and crying, and then we used our YouTube platform to keep our class schedule, but just put everything on YouTube. So it was kind of like a tedious process because our attendance system didn't have like live stream, just send them a link. So we were like copying, pasting everyone's emails and making sure they all had the links to get into things. And it was just, it was hard. And then there was a lot of stuff with YouTube that they're like, oh, well, now we have this restriction. How about this one? And you just start throwing up more restrictions. I'm like, I have no idea what is going on. But once we were probably on there for like the first month, and that gave us enough time to build our online library. So we decided to partner up with another system.
Why not keep it, right?
Yeah, no,
Are you
it's
gonna
definitely
keep it?
just another branch of the business. So I definitely invested the time and the money into building something. So when it's time to open our doors, we just did on Monday, that we would just be able to keep it and keep it simultaneously running. I have a lot of clients who are 40 and above. So I think it's important to keep them, like give them both options if they do want to come here, if they're vaccinated, or if they're not vaccinated and they want to come.
Right.
Here's why it's super duper smart, and we've learned the same lesson with our like online contests. We had never done one before, but what we've learned is you open up the Barboza Method to the world, not just people who live in LA.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, someone can be in Australia waking up at 5 in the morning while it's 6 in the afternoon here, doing something online with you.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm definitely able to reach more people, which is amazing, and that's kind of like where I'm going now. But in the beginning, it was really just trying to make it easy and accessible for my students. I think keeping a schedule was like important, especially in the beginning when everything was just chaos. It was just nice to have a structure.
Right.
Kind of almost have like a robot mentality. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm still working. It's COVID. Doesn't matter. Just keep on going.
Right. No, I thought about you a lot because people like business owners like you that had an actual brick and mortar space, they kept changing the laws every week. It was like, you're open, you're not open.
And guess what? She's not in some small corner of LA. She is in prime property on Sunset Boulevard, the most coveted piece of land in America is where her business is.
Piece of land.
Yeah.
No, it is a great location, and I was very blessed to find this place. And then COVID hit, and now it's like a war zone. I'm like, oh, like I built a wall twice.
Right. No, absolutely. But I'm glad things are finally Things are finally opening up again, though, which is good. So now you're going to be able to teach live. So you're going to keep it so you can teach live and you're going to teach online.
That's so smart. It really is so smart. So I wanted to ask you something. So with everything that you're doing, I've always said to you, and I'm sure that you're of the same mind, but I like to put this out to the universe because sometimes we'll get a phone call the next day going, oh, I watched your show and I called my friend and they've got something for you. I think you need a reality show about your whole life, your gym, your clients, everybody.
It should be like, the real clients of the Barboza Method.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds great. Let's do it. I really wish somebody was here with me in the beginning when everything was going down with all these mirrors. I was talking to myself in 3 different places. It was great. Just lost my mind a little bit. We're back.
Well, but do you agree with that, though, that you guys should have some fun reality show? I mean, you're an actor who is very beautiful. You have beautiful clients, I'm sure, that are celebrities coming in.
Right.
Yes. I definitely think my life is interesting. I definitely think the people that I work with are very interesting and very talented. Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
I think that would be really fun. So I know, so you obviously have a dance background. I want to know, like, how does one how did you develop?
If you're okay with it, I'm going to push your show. I would like to push that show.
Okay, yes.
I think it's a good idea.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
But what I want to know is how do you go from a dance background and how are you like, you know what? I'm going to develop my own method of exercise that's going to like, how do you do that and have like the confidence to know that it's like, how did you do it?
Different, and then tell the world that is a big deal.
And know that it's gonna work. Like, did you try it on yourself for a long time before you did it?
That's a lot of questions, dear.
I know It's overwhelming. No, it's actually kind of funny. I feel like that I worked business backwards. I wasn't like, oh, what a great idea this is. Let's just put it in a box. Let's sell it. This works. It was me creating a workout method around this one woman and her abilities because she was 60 and going through a lot of health issues and going on dialysis. And she didn't have a thyroid, and that regulates your energy levels. So it
Wow.
was like a catch 22 for her. Like she had to work out, but she couldn't. So, like I said, I put everything on the floor, conserved her energy, and was able to create this workout method around her abilities. And from there, I started repeating it on other people. And then that's
Nice.
when I was like, oh, okay, maybe I really do have something. And then I just kept on sharing it and sharing it. And then I kept on renting studio space, and I realized that some studios don't have mirrors all the way down to the floor. They just have like
Right.
borders. And I was like, we need mirrors all the way down to the floor, and then we need mirrors on the ceiling so you guys can see what I see when I'm looking down, because it's all about posture and alignment. So that's kind of what fueled me into getting a studio and actually making it into a business, is because it just started generating and I just kept on working it. So like I said, it was kind of backwards. It wasn't like, this is to do one, this is to do two. I was like, I guess I have to do this. I guess we should make this a something, you know?
Ah, that's so interesting. So you did it based on this one woman's basically lack of mobility to help her be able to get around better, and then you were like, oh wow, this is really working. I need to start implementing this to other people.
Wow.
Yeah, when I started getting calls to work out with them, I brought like my weights and my bands and my balls and all, well, that's not good. But I brought all my things, and they were like, we don't want to do this workout with all this equipment. We want to do what you did with the woman. And I'm like, but like, you're like 38. Like, why do you want to, she's 60. Like, why do you want to do this? And I just realized that low impact is so important for all ages and body
Yeah,
styles. So
right. And just being able to move, that's something that you learn about more
It's
and
the
more. That
key.
it's like, right, even low impact, high impact, like whatever you can do as long as you're moving, that's what's keeping people
And what
alive
we
longer.
might call low impact could be high impact to others.
Right.
You know, I mean, we all have different bodies and types. It's true. There's some people, they can't do one push-up or one sit-up, and so the low impact is as hard as it can be.
Right,
mhm.
exactly. Yeah, I love that this is something that that a large range of people can do.
Yeah, I
Unlike
love that it's online now.
most
This is huge.
exercise, right?
Yes.
Because like if you just order, what is that thing that everyone was doing forever?
The workout.
Yeah.
What's her name? You
I
mean
see
the
this.
old-fashioned one? Not Jane Fonda's
I see
I know,
workout.
but it's like
Or,
there's so many things that like you're like clearly you can only do a lot of these things if you
Oh,
are an
P90X?
app, right.
Yeah,
It's not like-
P90X is for like Marines. That's rugged.
yeah, like insanity.
Yeah,
right. I mean, most people I
that's
feel,
what you were talking
and that
about.
turns people off to working out in general because most people are like, I'm not gonna do that. Like that's ridiculous. You know
Right.
what I mean? But they don't have to do that to be healthy because there's the Barboza Method out there.
Right.
Making things. Someone just said Jillian Michaels. No, not Jillian Michaels. Although I don't know. We don't
I
really hear
did
about
10 minutes, and what is it? On the elliptical, and almost died. Oh.
It's true. So,
Yeah,
everybody's different, and you
they
also
used
have
to
to
be
pace yourself. You know what my sister said to me?
tough
I got
mother.
heavy. I got really heavy at one point, and my sister goes, "How many sit-ups and push-ups do you think you can do?" And I was like, "I don't know." So I guessed, and then I figured I could do like double that and double the push-ups. So she goes, "Just do those every morning, and watch the weight drop off." And she goes, "Instead of eating, like 2 cheeseburgers, a large fries, and a Coke, have 1 cheeseburger, a small fry, and a small, drink." And all of a sudden, just weight dropped. But I started going and doing like low impact things as well, and it was so helpful. Like it really helped the weight drop off.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to know tell us what is going on next with you. Obviously, we're going to try to get you a reality show. But
That's
tell us,
yes.
where can people
The
go
reality
to
show.
do all this, to participate in Barboza themselves?
Where can they find out more?
All of this.
You can visit my website at thebarbozamethod.com, and from there you can access our online classes or in-studio classes.
Very cool.
Excellent. And are you back now? Are you back open again?
Yes, we just opened on Monday.
And also, can like a tourist come and pay for a class or two? Or do they have to sign up for the whole method?
No, you can come and you can buy classes of 3, buy single classes. The first class is free if it's your first time, and packs
Because
of
when
10
you're
or
famous, people are going to want to come there just to do it once or twice. You're going to have to up that
I
one-time
know,
price.
from the reality show, they'll get to see inside and outside the studio.
Right, exactly.
Outside the studio. What is outside
Plus,
the
your
studio?
life is so fun. Plus, you're a talented actress, so you know what I mean? They'd follow you on the auditions while you're running a business. I think it would be a great reality show. And then you could,
Let's do
like,
it.
cut to me yelling at
Just like
people.
the camera follow me into the car and everything.
They'll go everywhere.
Just
Totally.
everywhere. It's like, leave me alone. I can't. I'm
We don't want
just
to
trying
do
to
too much.
let me
And
go.
where can people follow you?
Instagram. I'm doing something with my hand. Instagram, Barboza Method, or Facebook, the Barboza Method. Twitter, Barboza Method. TikTok, Barboza Method. Yeah.
So
I feel like I should do more TikToks because I'm a dancer, but I'm just like, I watch TikToks and I'm just like, I don't get it.
TikTok is its own monster.
Listen to this. I had
It's a
almost
monster.
100,000 followers 2 days ago, and now I have 50 because they kicked me off after 2 years. And I had videos on there that had 3 million hits, lots of them. 2.5 million hits, lots of them.
What are you getting to?
I was super duper popular on there.
What are you getting to?
They kicked me off.
Get them. Get
Guess
them,
what?
TikTok.
Freed up my time, TikTok. Fuck you.
Hey.
Communism. I'm kidding.
Communism.
All right.
Great.
Well, you are literally gorgeous. Somehow you're aging backwards. I don't know if you're sacrificing.
I'm
It's
aging
Barboza
backwards.
Right. They're
It
sacrificing
is Barboza
virgins
Method.
over
It's
there.
still younger from the inside out.
Really? I mean, like, who ages backwards? It's annoying. Get off this screen. No, I'm kidding. But you really but you look stunning, and we miss you. And now that we're both fully vaccinated, we can get out there in the world
For months
again.
we've been vaccinated.
Are you going to have another Halloween party?
I'll hug them.
Yes, you have to have another Halloween party.
Yes, I can't wait to have parties. We missed like 6 parties during all
I
of this.
know.
And
That's
guess
a
what? Our
Halloween
whole house
party.
looks totally different since people have been here. I've redone both yards and we're painting, and so I can't wait to have you over.
I don't
And
even
even if it's not a party, just come over and hang out.
Right, I forgot how to talk to people in person. I don't even know what to do anymore. Maybe I have to readjust to society.
I know, me too. I feel like we all became sort of hermits where we were like, please don't open again. I mean, I want you to, but I don't want you to. Like, we were a little scared of it. Like, you know. Oh well, I'm glad. I couldn't be more glad.
Love you.
Anyway, thank you for coming on. You're an incredible client. You always do the right thing, and I can't wait to try to put this out there and see if we can get you one.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do a show. Is that pursuit of hers? Yes, sounds good. I don't know. I'm trying to read things.
Thank
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
See you later. Do you hang up on me? I don't know how to
So
do
you're
this.
gonna hang up on us. That's how it works. You're gonna hang up on me.
I'm gonna do it.
We have another
Bye.
guest, and then it gets confusing when there's too many people on here.
Bye, Stephanie.
See you later.
Bye. So, to all of you still watching in TV land, thank you for joining us. She's gone. She left. See, it said Barboza Method left. Again, that was Stefanie Barboza. She's gorgeous. She's talented. If you're in Los Angeles, go see her in person. You can go experience the Barboza Method. Be healthy in your body. It's the right thing to do. And Stefanie is just a wonderful person.
Or if you
There
work
you
at
go.
TLC, Discovery, one of those, let's talk.
Please.
Golden Artists Entertainment. Golden Artists Entertainment. I'm going to look you up.
All right, everyone, we're going to bring up our second client. Are you ready? I'm very excited to announce this. Should I announce her first?
Please. Announce her, then touch
And then
it.
we'll
Let's
bring
try
it.
that this time,
All
so
right,
they're not
so
staring at you.
Coming to the screen, our
So sorry,
our
Steph.
second guest tonight on the Golden Hour. I know she's going to bring her up in a minute. She's I met this woman a few years ago when we were doing our U.S. comedy contest. She volunteered, and it's rare that someone is funny and smart and not a ding dong.
Right. Not a ding dong,
Very
and
rare, everyone.
is a good networker.
Very, very rare. She is a regular at Flappers here in Los Angeles. In the past 2 years in a row, she has made the top 16 at the World Series of Comedy, which for those of you who don't know, we're going to talk about it in a second. It's
That's
a
going
really
on right
big
now,
deal.
actually.
It's a really, really, really big deal because lots and lots of comics try to get into it from all over the world.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest contests that we have in America, and comics all know about it. And for her to make the top like that, hey, there she is, Amanda Cohen.
Amanda Cohen.
Hi.
Hi.
You look great as well. You look so tan and nice and
Not a
happy.
ding
No,
dong.
we just-
Thank you. It's going on my resume. Not a ding dong.
Well, as we all know, that's a rarity in Los Angeles. Normally, you don't get all of them. And normally, you're just like funny, but you're also ding dong. But the fact that you
Come on, we all know them.
right, we all
know what she's
those
talking about.
people.
By the way, your circle is going in front of your
I
face.
know. Oh, now you're back. You're back.
You're back. I will tell you if your camera goes out.
I know.
You're here. You're here now.
I keep freezing. I know. It's so cold in here. I keep freezing.
Well, thank you for joining us. I haven't seen you in person in a very long time.
How many shows
I
have
haven't
you
seen
done
anyone in a very long time.
since COVID? Like since it's over? How many have you have you just gone back out this week?
Hang on. I'm plugging you in. That's part of the reason I'm losing you. Sorry. There we go.
That's okay.
problem.
How many shows have I done? I could not.
No, since COVID. I mean,
count.
since like when reopened, have you like gone crazy?
That-
Some comics have done like 20
Oh,
shows.
since we've reopened? Oh gosh. Human shows?
Right,
I
human
did
shows.
one weekend in Ventura. Those are my human shows. But I've got one this Friday at the Federal in NoHo.
Woo!
Nice.
All right.
That's
I'm
very
excited
exciting.
about
Yeah, and guess what? Today is the day that Sal comes back, so we'll talk to him about opening up the Secret Comedy Club again, everybody.
Oh, now that I can't eat pizza. Oh, cruel.
Why
Oh,
can't
no.
you eat pizza?
I went keto, baby. Can't you tell?
Yes, I can see. Look at those little dimples you got
You
going,
look
lady.
fabulous.
I know you
You're
do.
glowing. I'm serious. I was like, I didn't want to say because some people are like, you
Right.
you look glowing. You look fantastic.
Amazing.
Oh, thank you. Lot of hard work, let me tell you. And I'm not done. This is still a work in progress, but so far so good.
When did you start the keto?
I started the keto officially in November. I kind of started dabbling with it a few weeks before that, but officially started November 16th. And it's hard, but I had to do it. I had to do it for not dying purposes, and that has worked out real good for me. I haven't died yet, so
Can
It's
I
always
say
good
something?
to do things for no. Really, that's
Yeah.
good. That's a good thing to do.
I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you, your manager with our company, have you ever said to them, because I want to say something to you, if you don't end up on a sitcom as a star of one of these sitcoms soon, they are wasting their time because you have a perfect look, you're super duper funny, and you're a super hard worker. So it'd be dumb as shit for you not to be on a sitcom. But I want to talk to your manager about this because I want to focus on that with you if you're okay with that.
You know what? I would, I would love to do that. I only studied improv for 20 years to learn that.
I know. But you know how many comics I have as clients that are like, I want you to be my manager and blah, 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 but please don't submit me for anything. I'm not an actor. And I'm like, dude, you're a waste of my time. I'll put you in my booking section, but I can't manage you.
We hear that all the time. Where they're like, I'm not really into acting. I'm just going to focus on my comedy.
I'm like, great. I'll just be your booker. I don't have to manage you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think if I had a sitcom, you think I'd book more stand-up gigs? Because if that,
Right. They think that all these people just got famous for being stand-ups, and most of them got famous because they were on sitcoms or on someone else's who was famous podcast.
Unfortunately, you have to get famous before they want to book you on the road.
I'm gonna need you to make me famous if you'd be so kind. Thank you. And once we accomplish that, we'll take over the world.
Exactly.
1,000%.
But I'm serious. Looking at you on television like this, I'm serious. You look like you should be on a sitcom.
I agree.
Tomorrow.
You know what? Hey, tomorrow I'm open, as it happens.
I'm not. It's a bad day for me, but maybe Monday.
Somebody once stopped me on the street and said, I loved you in that thing. And I'm like, I haven't done anything. Like, no, I swear you were in the thing. I'm like, I swear. I'd been in LA for like 6 weeks at that point.
I love it. Right, you have a face that everybody wants to watch. It's great.
There's people like that.
So yes, I mean, here's the thing. really wish I'd come here 15 years ago. I really do. But I was so deep in the improv and all that, you know, it didn't.
It never matters here. It really doesn't.
You know,
I
oh,
started at
does.
15.
I mean,
and other people start, you know, whenever. It's like everybody moves out to LA whenever they want.
Well, and there's no, LA is the great equalizer because there aren't any real rules. You know what I mean? Like there are, but there's not.
It's also the great equalizer because even if you're the biggest name in town, you may not be able to get on the same show, or even if you do bust in and do the show, it's like we're all in the same spot. You're getting paid the same as I am. If you play the Comedy Store, Mr. So-and-so, you're getting the same $20 I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Chris Rock is getting the same as
yeah, but,
you.
but then you get to go to other clubs and say, "Oh, I played the Comedy Store," and that's, you know, gravitas, and that's
Right.
I'm kind of missing that so far.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, but guess what? I mean, it's they're all reopening, and you know, it's not like, you know, what.
No, I keep going.
We're actually probably going to go to the Comedy Store tomorrow night. Brian Dunkelman is doing a spot at the Improv, and then we're going to head there later. So if you're around, why don't you come hang out with us? We're going to be over there around 9.
Hey, world.
tomorrow I'm actually producing a comedy show.
All right,
Ooh.
online or
That's
in real person?
Online. I've been producing shows for Nowhere Comedy.
Tell us about it.
Nice. Tell us.
And
yeah.
I'm sorry?
Tell us all about it.
Oh, okay. It's amazing. It's a club that was created for the pandemic. It was two comics, Ben Glebe and Steve Hofstetter, had been kind of playing with the idea of a not in-person show. And then the pandemic hit and they went, "Oh, we have to do this." And they did that. And, you know, they have huge comics. A lot of comics who've never done Zoom are just now getting with them.
Correct.
And-
And real quickly, if people don't know, Steve Hofstetter is sort of a self-made man. I don't know if he's ever been on a major TV show except the one he hosted, but he was famous before that. That's why I don't want to say he hosted a show.
Right.
Yeah.
He made himself famous, sort of like Jay Davis is credited for making Dane Cook famous through MySpace, right? He made himself famous on MySpace, on everything. He would always be like, "Dante, the next thing is Facebook. The next thing is this. It's Twitter." And he was always on it, and he always had like 1 million followers. And this guy, he's funny, and he knows the technology. It's like, come on. That's why he got his own TV show, because he's a hustler.
Well, now
And Ben Glebe has that show on TV, Idiot Test.
Idiot Test, yeah. Well, Hofstetter just moved to Pittsburgh to create the Steel City Arts Foundation. I forget exactly the name, but it's basically like a collective for comedians in Pittsburgh.
Well, I've already gone to a goodbye farewell to Steve Hofstetter, so
No,
I guess.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't Steve Hofstetter.
It was.
You?
It was 12. No, it was 12 years ago. It was for Steve Hofstetter, and that's where I met Mr. Belding, and that's how we became friends,
really?
because I saw him at the Cat and Fiddle or whatever the fuck.
That
it
is so funny that he said goodbye 12 years ago.
12 years ago, he said goodbye to LA.
Well, now he's officially gone. It took a little while to get together, but he did. But they let me produce shows there, and in fact, next week I'm producing Gilbert Gottfried's podcast, and his guest is my close personal friend Weird Al. So yeah, that's like.
Oh my gosh, Amanda, that is so exciting!
Did you hear
That
at the
is
beginning
so
of the show,
cool.
we have a podcast network? Why don't you talk to me about this since you produce podcasts, and let's get you one and some of your friends on, or whatever you want.
Yeah, we
Oh
started.
no! I don't produce podcasts. I don't produce podcasts. This
Well,
is
do you
just
want
one
to?
thing.
I'm saying, like, if
Gilbert
you're
has
already in
had
that
the amazing.
podcast world, you have a great face, you're a comic, why don't you have a podcast?
Yeah, it's something to think about. Something to toss the idea around.
We have a
Because
studio.
I can barely keep up with material.
I know, but we have a studio. So let's say you have a theme. See, because a podcast, if you come up with the right theme, you never have to really think too much. For example, mine, I'm serious, mine is called Road Stories with Comics. So they will come on, tell their road stories, and I will come out with mine, and I'll never run out of them. I've been doing this 35 years. I'll never run out of road stories in my stupid fucking podcast, ever.
Well, I did have an idea for a podcast, but it might be overlapping a little bit with someone else's podcast. That I wanted to do a podcast. Whoops, I'm falling over here. I want to do a podcast called Anything But, where you have to come on and talk about anything but the thing you're an expert in.
Ah, that's funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so I would have somebody who's an expert, and it's also kind of borrowed from, the game show on public radio. Wait, don't tell me. They have a segment called "Not My Job."
Who cares? Who cares?
Who cares a bit?
Hollywood comes out with 8 asteroid movies at the same fucking
That's
time.
true. That is true.
They were like, "Oh, you're doing an asteroid movie? All right, I'm doing one."
Well, the best one will always be the Dean Devlin movie, whatever is going on. That's always the best one.
That's right.
Bingo.
So,
if you think I could pull that off, I can clear some time in my schedule, but I'd have to get some people who are specialists in things, so I can ask them about anything but.
anyway, I know, but as a client, think about it, and we have our podcast
We have the space in the studio.
So you don't
and
have
all
to
that
like
stuff,
get your own
that's a great
equipment
idea.
or
No one
anything else.
steal this idea if you're watching. If you steal this idea, we'll know you stole it from the show because we're saying it here right
By the
now.
way, the studio is great. If you needed to film anything in as well, like auditions or anything, we've got like 4 or 5 cameras in there,
Cool.
a million lights. There's a makeup area, a costume area.
I might have to take you up on that. I just self-taped an audition, and yeah, it was.
No. Come over. We have the perfect lighting.
I know, they've gotten
We'll read with you. I'm your manager. I'm going to say yes every time. I want you to get the part.
Someone was recently just talking about this. Like, as actors, it used to be our job was to we would get our sides, we'd learn our lines, we'd show up and do an audition, and now you have to get your lines.
You have to be a studio.
You have to book a studio.
Right. You're the DP. You have to make sure you're.
However,
However,
we were also driving all the way to fucking Santa Monica or wherever, standing there with 18 other people you hated. You couldn't film it till you liked it. You had one shot at it, and then you walked out embarrassed that you wasted all that fucking time, and then you paid $10 to get out of the fucking parking garage.
that is true.
Accurate. I
So
haven't been
spend the
in that way
25
that
at the
way, but I know.
studio and have a professional one done and be done with it, or come to us for free.
Okay, no, that is true. I feel you on that, but I still feel like these casting directors, they've gotten really uppity about the quality of their audition videos. It's like
They have. And guess what? We just had a meeting today with Breakdown Services because as managers and agents, you can like find out what's new, what's happening on all these different things. And that was one of the things they said, right?
right. I know.
Well, so what is next for you?
Wait, I have something to say. I know something about Amanda that you don't know.
What?
That I want to bring up. That that you're going to be surprised
It's
about.
not about
probably.
something she did to my coffee.
No, it's about something she used to. What would she have done to your coffee?
I don't know.
Anyway, Amanda used to be a face painter.
What? Can you still do that?
Yep.
Wow.
I still
love you
can,
so
but
much.
choose not to.
I
I did it for about 20 years, and I loved it. But when I did it in Chicago, where there's a lot less summer, and I moved here, and the painters here just outclassed me in every way. So
no.
yeah,
It's a whole
no,
different
they're
ballgame.
so good. They're so good. Yeah,
I
mean,
know.
there's
They're
a
out
whole
of work. They're out of work like movie studio people. That's all.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they're professional makeup artists, and I'm like, I never got contouring, and they do stuff that would take so much time to practice. I wouldn't have time to do anything else. So I'm like, I had to decide: do I want to pursue everything else, or do I want to keep sticking to face painting? And I love face painting. I'm just not that good at it.
That is so cool. But guess what?
like
Everyone has a
12
great face painting memory. No one has a bad face painting memory.
Oh, I know who has bad face painting memories. Face painters.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
I want to hear.
I'm
tell
sure
us-
you've heard from mothers. I'm not paying for that.
I want to hear
no.
I want to hear the worst face
Yeah,
painting
let's hear
kid
some.
story. That's what I want to hear.
The worst one? Well, the thing is, they all kind of blend together, but I can tell you the worst experience that I've had as a face painter, because it happened a lot.
Okay.
I used to paint in bars in Chicago, mainly for like St. Patrick's Day. That was a big one. And when you paint in a bar, there's always one drunk guy who's like, thinks he's going to get a rise out of you. Going, hey, paint a dick on my face. Ha, ha, ha. And I was like, okay. Erect or flaccid, balls or no balls, hair or no hair, curved or right, cut or uncut, pierced or unpierced, and what color? And usually they'll just go, yeah, can I get Spider-Man? Yeah, let's see. See, that was in Chicago. And then I moved to LA. There's like the only St. Patrick's Day thing I did here very different. That was like women in short skirts.
You just outwitted a drunk Irish person, and I love it.
I didn't outwit them, but I did confuse them, and I guess that's the same thing. But in LA, I got a woman who came up with, she had a mini skirt, and she's like, I want a dick right here, green, pointing up. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever you want. But here's the thing, I paint really good dicks. You paint what you love. You paint what you love. Okay?
Do you draw dicks as well?
I can draw an excellent dick in any style you like. Yeah. And I was painting it on this girl, right? And I was like putting the highlights on the veins, right? And she turns to her friend, and I swear she goes, well, this lady's seen a few dicks in her day.
Like that's some big insult that she studied it so long that she was like, wow.
Well, I mean, I do have to paint them from memory now, so.
Aw.
Yeah. But at a certain age, you've seen many miles of dick, so, you know, I can.
Yeah, once you become a comic, you can't fuck other comics because they're bad.
Well, I don't fuck any other comics generally because that's just a bad idea.
That's what I mean. It's like they're usually, it's going to cause disturbance in the force. You know what I mean?
You
the
guys
fact that she and I got together is nuts. I'm serious. But I also wasn't out there like trying to fuck every female comic. Like no comic females are out there going to say I've ever, you know, I dated some girls that were comedians, but it's not. That was about it.
Well, I'm very lucky. When I went through the phase, if I had a chance to sleep my way to the top, I slept through it. my most fuckable years, I was not doing stand-up. I wasn't.
You were face painting Irish drums.
Face painting. I was face painting. And that's one of the reasons I need the pandemic to be over. Is I have sung "Happy Birthday" more times than anyone in the universe, and not just because I'm older, but because of all the freaking birthday parties. You know, washing my hands, happy birthday. But I have been to parties for like a 1-year-old where there's 200 people. And I mean, when you're 1 year, you don't at that point. You've got maybe a buddy you've shared a crib with. That's it. And also, I get that the United States has like the 4th highest infant mortality, but 1 year is not a huge accomplishment. You don't have enough of a personality to have a name. So nobody knows your name. Unless the parents get a big banner that says, "Happy Birthday, Cody." You get to that part in the song and everyone kind of pauses to see if someone else knows the name. You know, it's like, "Happy birthday, dear Cody." Yeah, It's like that. So
I wanted to say something. You've talked about so many fucking subjects since you've been on here, and I've seen people like leave and come back. I would love if they were like, I know dicks so well. This 1-year-old, blah, blah, blah. Like everything you're saying doesn't mix and match.
No. Well,
it was a 1-year-old with a giant dick.
I do have, I have a sign. I have a sign that says face paint. And everyone always asks, do you also paint arms and hands? And I go, no. But the sign just says face paint because it'd be weird if it said kids body painting. So I have to be aware of that.
Yeah, you got to know what you're saying.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I have had kids ask if I would paint their bum, and I'm like, I can't do that. We will both get in a lot of trouble.
Right. The answer is no.
No,
child.
kid. Sorry, that's called illegal.
Right.
Not gonna happen, honey. And
I would have recorded that kid and taken it to the DA.
Tell us where we can find you. Where can people
tell us
watch
about your shows and where they can see you online?
Yes, all of the above.
Okay. Wow. The best place to find me online is Flappers. I host so they renamed the rooms. I was hosting what was considered to be the main room on Zoom for Flappers, but they changed it. So to differentiate from the main room in person, the main room online is now the Groucho room. So I host the Groucho room on Fridays. And,
congratulations.
I host the open mic thank you. I host the open mic on Sundays. Well, hopefully when we get human again, I'll be hosting in real life at the actual club, probably in the Yoo-Hoo room to start. So that's a thing that's happening. But for now,
Nice.
catch me on the Zoom. This Friday, the 7th, I'm at the NoHo, the Federal NoHo, and
Where's
that's
that?
it for shows. That is in North Hollywood. It's on Lancashire. Don't ask me for an address. I didn't prepare that well, but it's it's in that place with the thing.
I know the thing with the place and the thing.
Yeah, just look for the big white tents with the little red flags. That's how you'll know that's where that is. And otherwise, check out my website. I list all my shows there. It's www. Are we still doing that? Are we still saying that part? Anyway, it's AmandaComedy.com. That is Amanda.
Just say that. AmandaComedy.com.
AmandaComedy.com. Yep, and trust me, there's funnier Amandas who really want that site. Make me an offer.
Name one.
Yeah, there aren't
Amanda
any, I promise.
Yeah, no, there
Who?
are. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
I think her name is. Yeah, she's pretty good. There's a lot of really.
There's also probably mildly amusing ones that want that site as well.
Yeah, they can't have it. Yeah, you have to be funny. You
Screw
have
'em
to
all.
prove you're funnier than me to get that site from my cold.
All right,
Well,
well, let's get you some
there's no
gigs and let's get you a sitcom. How about that?
Right, Amanda Cohen is the funniest Amanda out there, and I also look forward to seeing you again in person. And thank you so much for taking time to be on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you,
And everyone who watched, thank you guys
thank
for
you
watching.
for tuning in, and we will see all you beautiful people next Wednesday.
When we'll announce the podcast situation and all that good stuff. All right, bye everybody.
See you next Wednesday, 6 p.m. right here. Golden hour, golden hour. How do I leave?